Bit of rough luck out there for RNA Fit out there, but you guys have minimized damage so far. Jonas, let's start with you. It was a tough swim. You had a little bit of misfortune out there.
Well, yeah, I'd say it's partly my own fault, partly I'd say it's. I mean, it was really hard. It was really rough, but I think the organizers have a few things to think about to make it better. I mean, the 3 lead guys had a kayaker. You'd think that 4 teams fighting over $100,000, you'd think they could have a few more kayakers just to make sure that we're going the right way. Since you weren't allowed to pre-swim the course, I would be happy to have done the course ahead to know where I'm going. And the turnaround buoys weren't any specific colors, so really there was no way of me knowing. And
so you swim to the buoy before the final buoy at the turnaround. And what's your thought?
Well, I thought I was swimming far enough, and I turned. I didn't see anything. It was very, very rough a rough lake for everyone. But since I couldn't see anyone, didn't see any kayakers, nothing. And when I did turn, the kayakers and the speedboats that were around, they took like 250, 300 meters to react to my going off course and leisurely paddling up and telling me, "Hey, buddy, you need to go back that way." So
So walk this through for the readers at home, because most of us are used to it's up to the swimmers' responsibility to know the course. But so you're saying that the swimmers weren't allowed to get in the lake beforehand?
They were adamant about you cannot swim the course beforehand. So it was no way of knowing exactly where the turnarounds were. So in that case, and especially with the rough conditions, you'd think they'd be kind of specific to have kayakers at the last buoys to make sure, especially since the last buoy looked exactly like the previous buoys. Like there weren't any specific colors or like a larger buoy or anything to show, okay, you're going to turn here. So it was very, very hard. And obviously it was partly my mistake as well, I guess, but the 3 guys ahead, they had a kayaker to show them the right way, so they had it pretty easy, whereas I swam like an extra 5 or 6 minutes, so I would have been a fair bit behind, but I think for such a relay like this, a high-profile, big race, I think I think it could have been done way better. That's what I think. So I came out of the water and had some really strong words, but that's part of the game. You're racing, so obviously I was very, very, very frustrated to have to go back and swim that extra loop.
So you hand off the ankle chip to Bjorn. Bjorn, you get out there on the bike, and everyone pitted you versus Tyler out there on the course. You're the best cycler in the triathlon world. Ran into a bit of misfortune. Walk us through what happened out there.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't expect to be 10 minutes back at the start of the bike, and unfortunately, I know Jonas can swim a lot better without that misfortune. And I got out on the bike, and I felt my left aero bar extension was loose. It's probably my own fault for not tightening it harder, but I'd ridden with it for 3 weeks and no problems, and I rode the day before the race with no problems, and it's completely loose. And then about 10 miles into it, I hit a bump and it fell off. So it's not a fast fix, so it would take probably more than 5 minutes if they even had the right Allen keys for it. So I could only keep riding, but.
So out there on the course, could you big ring the entire course, or did you have to get in the small chain ring?
Yeah, I got in the small chain ring, but you lose all the momentum you have trying to, since it was the left one that broke. And
how were you shifting it?
Yeah, I held it up, had to freewheel and brake, and then kind of let go with the right hand and just keep one hand on the air bar. And it was also very hard in the crosswinds because I had no stabilization, and it's hard to put out the power when you can't hold the bar. You have to hold the one to keep it from falling into the wheel, and
So did your riding style change because of that out there on the course?
Yeah, it did. It's I had to adjust, and I shouldn't blame that too much, but it slowed me down considerably. So.
Well, guys, maybe Patrick can run into a fair bit of good luck. We just heard that. athleteslawyer.com is standing down for 4 minutes out there on the run course. So maybe a turn for the other teams will help you guys out.
Yeah, they say anything can happen, but this seems quite unlikely. But
I think the time has run out for us. I think Patrick just got to run 2:15. So it seems a bit unlikely actually. But this is races like this, like all triathlons. It's a bit of a chance, but it's unfortunate that we have 2 things go wrong for us today. And it's hard, but at least we're here, we're trying, and it's always easy in hindsight to say what could have done better and easier. So.
Well, a lot went wrong. I mean, it almost doesn't get any worse than this. So maybe looking forward to next year, you shave off massive amounts of time over a course like this.
It's that sport. It can happen. It's a lot of equipment issues, and maybe I should have been more careful and went through the bike a little bit even more careful the day before and stuff. So, but it's always easy to say that after the race.
And also, it's not, we knew before the race that we were up against teams that had basically world-class single sport athletes in all disciplines. So it was never realistic for us to win, but we thought it would be interesting for us to have a team of pro triathletes actually from the same country trying it. And since Bjorn is such a prolific rider in the triathlon world, obviously it would have been, for me, I feel more sad for Bjorn that he was not able to give it a good ride. I gave him a huge handicap coming out of the water, but it would have nice to have seen him do a fair bike split with his ability without having problems. So that's sad, I think. But well, we're here, we're trying, but it didn't go our way today.
Well, guys, you sure said one thing by finishing both. It would have been very easy to stop out there, and so I think thank you for everyone who was at home and was wanting you guys to be out there.
Yeah, to be honest, I probably would have quit if it was an individual race, but it's our runner came all the way to run here from Sweden, and it's good to finish a race. I think it's they are a little bit closer between the other teams, so maybe we can make up a few places. It's always something. So.